minti yento aso prof maje
hey na Chama
yeah
as my feel bisa
mi hu na che
na come man na holiday
in 2 weeks ne
as my feel bisa na bibia idea
nyame wo ho ye pim so ko
Chama
yeah
ana penso ho afe in fact me show color na me show color no Chama fine power
colors no ekuyo
seriously design here come on.
Yeah, that's it.
Design here. Come on.
Yeah, that's it.
Come out of the century.
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
very nice.
Thank you.
Also, Chama, this colors na
Oh yeah.
You know, color excites the brain. Good colors. It relaxes the brain.
Okay.
And sometimes, well, I wish I had a color now. I'm going to say, mood to crowd or down.
Boy. Boy, my mood is a
we say, no, I'm a mood night.
The psychology of colors.
Exactly. The psychology of colors. No one who
and then you have to say,
amen. Fuzeni Mache.
Chairman, Major so.
Yes, so Bessan who see to be on the cray.
Nyame duma eja wow here
no see here
it's like ranting and I still believe there's so much a bit I offer to the people of Kokrokoo enti nyame duma yada so ejina ye na so adom so dia emre no so a bekwa ko fan krata nyama ye emene ko yie no yetimi apia amanako nyama so aye manu to sin no na eno so yetimi esiesie na constituency no enya ye ho enso emfa so enti nyame adom de a process ya start ya ye polling station elections yi Kokrokoo no nyame adom ye de bibi akoso totin na I'm say this week no ye be coordinators na ye de ni ekoyenim enche bia ebe wi akọ national ewi a afa ni abehwe your primaries no so nyame adoma em say next year enti amre no so dia chairman
ba ku jira
aha
More no man ya 3 am bush.
na manka 3 am wasa
na very much
Yo gaba
boko dia
ya ya boko gaba every day chia PPP for nyara and pay. Grandpa, the PPP, your forming your 10th anniversary this month.
Hey.
Yes, we are 10 years old. The Mubosumia this month here will maintain. Your baby roll out series of.
I just say, Mobile GH. I'm not going to say, what past 6. Oh, prepare for GHS.
A strong foundation.
That's right.
The 10th anniversary, a series of programs, you know, strategies, and you may be a pedal to harmonize into all the founding fathers of the Progressive People's Party. Reps are what will be on there. Times are difficult. And in difficult times, in Yabia on Ujina. That's why no Bushana or no Nancy Boom or Tawich, Grandpa, they appreciate it. Me take this opportunity now. I appreciate all the PPP people who are where you Juma was sacrifice when near what time when I did in this difficult situation. Now it shall be well. Memo be I said, no be I strong. Now you be celebrate your 10th anniversary, Grandpapa. Why in there? I had no idea be a baby be rolling out. I am be at Morocco. Intimidation.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Peace 104.3. Yeah, to ye Jimmy Dienisuno. Let me just send a shout out to you on your birthday, Janet Abena in Cancer. You're the branch manager at Fidelity Bank UPSA branch. Have a lovely birthday, Janet Abena in Cancer, branch manager Fidelity Bank UPSA branch. Love and best wishes and God's blessings from your very good friend Cynthia Abrokwa, sending you all that you wish for yourself. Yeah, to ye Jimmy Dienisuno. Fuzeni, ono akora ma shebe dwem da. Yeah, the could be that. Profo, hey,
the constitution, standing on
the
table, buffet.
Profo Koye, on the book long, or science, Nana for or the business, the politics. Mr. Media journalism ni security issues. Intimidation bedroom experience a party. Ye jamao. And the many chairman sabonsu we Mrashe Bedreni Sansu majority leader and Minister for Parliamentary Affairs to train Komo on this particular issue. There's a issue that doesn't seem to go away. But Mpache say it is done. Aftermath of Supreme Court ruling and its effect on Parliament, former President Mahama says we should seek a review. Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh says constitutionally correct near Supreme Court to Kain. Utie Ura Obi Amwa or say it promotes parliamentary democracy. Utie in Sembia say speaker Abambag Ben Kaya or say a reckless, a myopic. I absurd. Uti Mrashe Bejafuni Biswan Patcher say, I didn't acquire NDC MPP as usual. Uti NDC for now, Patcher says, one hekra say in consensus building, Kwamon Pinibio. It was saying, one wakubi.
Chairman General, me say, Aka, good morning. Na, Maka, good morning, Chairman. Benyanima and Opay, Yebedi Jumei. Me call sonona, me chia, Ukankwe no for so anopay. Monday anopade me hope say obi enya good weekend anopay ya sorry ye kodi ye jumama yensa etime akọ yano na anopay sama bane mrahye badwamu nsama ekoso ewo ho kwame yenhyehyɛ wo ye crew yi mu eche say 3 arms of government no executive legislature and judiciary no sana edidi so na yemra mpon a ewo ye crew yi muso no aye constitution na kire yense ne a yenhyehyɛ beko no kire yense se bibi esi wo agency executive and bibi bia ebesi a yenti ye ho ase no wo fi article 2 a kire se Supreme Court na ebecheche ye senia ewo se hyehyɛ no ekɔ anaso mo no be kire sa mra no anasa hyehyɛ no ase ama yetimi akɔso se oman eba ko nti obi bibia kire obi adwen efa hyehyɛ bia ho a ewo se yetimi ekɔ Supreme Court ni ekɔgye omo adwen kire na yemra pon no so de emra bia ni ho a enso se yemra pon no a
constitution
say this misunderstanding no executive and I say legislature and I say judiciary no bibia Supreme Court no beka no and also eyemra enti em say Supreme Court ebua asem no nanka I was ye nyina yagi atum wa wunji ntum no so wo ho kwan so obetimi akọ review na mom after review no na lawyers rekura can say litigation bia no and it has to be an end to litigation ain't me enko so perpetually na chairman dey tie na ye wo ba bia ya bedu numbers e wo parliament ananya sa emre bi atwam ebra me wo parliament anka we mu se nka nya asem 7 parliament no nka we mu se nya asem because numbers no very clear na se menua panyi obi amu a e ka se rulings and I say nyama ya ye ko true no enhance ye and I say develop a democracy na menene ya adwen pa because menhyehyɛ ye wo enne no and ama say asem no abey asem to the extent e beko Supreme Court emre bi atwam anka we mu enya asem na obi amu a wo hwɛ de o kan say enhance say na me kan say menene ya adwen pa me fi say eno no
a few party muntia na
oh there be enya sa but me no adwen enya so fi me party maybe kura na beka bibia me sure say me no be adwen o fi people mu eno nche say me no entimi enya adwen na no pay so me tie majority leader kakra when no interview no
okay
also for so na udu baby a wo kan about consensus building no no cra parliament no consensus o kwame Ebra me war parliament for 4 years no. Me vote on 4 issues. 4 issues on kwa any the ballot paper EBC parliament ya to ho aba. Sa 4 no so kra no ne nyina e appointment. Che say for the 4 years no asem bia etimi eba parliament no yetimi e build a consensus. Me dem believe pass parliament ejuma no consensus ke bi emamin ke bi. Na say ya kan budget ho kra di 11 semi kra ba yi. Ebra minority no e di omu ensem bi by majority and as a minister of finance and as executive any omu tena ho e di hujuma. Na ka me dem fi say ho no e ke wo say yetimi ewie na yetimi e form whatever consensus na yetimi ekoso. Na so manyi ndi say March first quarter almost first quarter of 2022 na ekoi na your outstanding issues on 2022 budget me fi say na kwemu a me dem fi say was a cost a build a consensus and I say Supreme Court rule for the deputy speakers to have votes and to be considered as part of the quorum in parliament, you know. Me you say hey who kokota nyama mienu you either win or you lose and you draw him say has ko aduana twa has ba ko eno ano no sanka football de ya nanka draw oh that be me phobia ni pa e result be a weekend ame pa
anyo bi ade
anyo bi ade but dinya football no e 3 results no I betimi aba out of a game no e miensa obe win obe draw anase obe lose now so kokota ye niam mienu kwa me se bibi aha ma adwen pa anope ya na enye ruling no kra ho asem now so ade ha me pa ye words speaker right honorable Caseford Sumani Bagbin you ye e describe the mampanyin na adodan kwa kukwado eka efa Supreme Court ruling kwa me last time I me ba ha no me kan bibi o me kan say speaker Bagbin enyo no ne first speaker yenya me can say speaker ba speaker ko speaker bi wo ho odo parliament wo out me feel omo legacy na me bisa say speaker ya ene ye woyi ne legacy ene day a day na o ye adwuma say o chine bi o ni parliament ye be kai no me ka ko si say ene ye nhihye yi ono 7th parliament ni e fra no father na aso che say ono no ye mrahye badwa ni a wache e wo fi ho enti ene se ye wo unique circumstances e wo parliament who else will have to preside see obi a what experience say or no now go to you so ye reckless myopic absurd I think say harsh words now say ene speaker etime eyusu those words because president ache na adwen a me fu say ni member tena ha eyusu sa words no e wo no speaker so me dem if say o am for respect am president say o chair na adwen e fa ho na say utie interview a president kura so e ma wa yi mu o kan say ono ne record e wo Supreme Court ninti he restrains himself from giving commentary on rulings of the Supreme Court now so wait senya mpempen so asem ya bedu enti obeche na adwen na say obi eche na adwen e fa de ho a you don't have to use words like reckless absurd any myopic for me a insult I won't sit here and use the same words on speaker I will not do that but me can also say and now a pride a profanity and as a former member of parliament me share arrangements ne the air cost of I am not proud of it and a lot of Ghanaians are not proud of it and for the institution of parliament any a role a play in our national developmental agenda no I was say even ye because parliament is losing grounds nyama say and my parliament is losing ground speaker or ye lawyer penny bia won ho kwan Ghana ni bia wo ho kwan say Supreme Court ama ruling also be che wadwen say ne ye adwen to say in America say me nua penny obi am adwen any speaker any majority leader adwen it's my own right but pass ye be attack institution and now see ye be attack obi a no so be che na adwen de me fi say ye nyin film because ye mran pon no chen say enti ase anya adwuma e wo bibi ho a Supreme Court ye wo se ye ko down mo na say institution ya omo agina ho omo be kire yen and as omo be interpret a constitution amayen near bastardize this institution now. I don't think say it helps towards our developmental and as our democratic. Many nyadwen.
Says only Supreme Court decision in your bending.
Oh, only Supreme Court you have option. Or no, or can some more use words in your or can say Dr. Abdullah or the Asamiko or encouraging to say uncle for review. It's in his right. It is in his right to make for review. That is what the Constitution says. Ye nyina ya ji atomo say 1992 ebra ye referendum nyina ye ji to say emrei ena ye mrapon a ye di be kekere ye man. Enti de mrapon no ebeka no obi a wo Ghana bia no I believe say you have to accept the Constitution. Who ye bia the way to go. But words like that, I don't think say it augurs well for our democratic dispensation. Mentna and obey and use similar or harsher words on the speaker. But speaker on tone it down. Speaker on tone it down. And nam pro affinity. Or says our institution a friend of parliament no. Or says our institution no.
Because or say
oh there be an adwin do betimi a chewa adwin me ba ye asema make me nyi ne se obi betina baby aka say maka asem afọ obi ho a enye ne kwan so ana asem di obi atem there be me nyesa obia e wo ho kwan so be che na adwin onu speaker no betimi a che na adwin senia president e che na adwin but so obeka say obi adwin kire e reckless obeka so obi adwin e myopic obi adwin kire e absurd e brofo word too a words in fact ebra me say words no me san call back to my dictionary e ko share words say bia na me na menti ase enko baby I was say do but me I felt offended. I really felt offended, but I also enche say enema betena ha ede emwaye ama speaker ruling no aba the option na Dr. Abdullah any omo sponsor no omo ne na adwen say enchechemu e wo baabi a ono fi say ope further understanding e kwa wo ho.
But after 7-0 ruling the okwa review adiana obenya
eno so chia baabi a Supreme Court no adwen eko ye panel ye 7 bio be 9 and be 11 only God knows what the Chief Justice adwen beko or panel you never know esida lawyers are court and amomanya 7-0 call reviewer the court will re-look at this esida it is not the first time
but the ben one says 7 nyina because say so
7 you don't need all the 7 to change their mind. The majority of them change you can still win your case. So you can still win your case. That is how the Constitution stipulates. And you say ya jina verbina you use those words there alabraka me fi say yen twaso ni enji ruling entum obi a woni go for review eno ano no
obi a wonim no go for review eno ano no Fuseni Isa a former MP Okankwe North and oche nadwin efa sasemia broni beka ba contentious issue ya yenim emra yenye lawyers yenye judges yen commercial bedwamu danom eja yenim ntini akwa kobisa omo akobida na omo achechire mu and then well not me hwehwe ebia na Fuseni so onjindino okay say speaker no so troy no or say yes you ochia almost say good morning comrades na enkeni sokasa does it really matter?
Kwame matters, especially when it's on the website of the Parliament of Ghana. Parliament a year arm of government unlike the executive is formed by the party that won elections and it's better I can say executive no a party and a executive in parliament it's all shades of people and unfortunately your parliament are 2 parties but your mrampono say other shades mo gidie pass nana ofori wo hey or ye juma towards a maybe best one PPP for so ebenya seats our parliament. Now okay comrades any baby a comrades the word comrades any baby efi. Me ni say alajete etna right honorable alajete ebetna ho na on the website and official yibia no akase or address patriots. I don't think it's right. But ye can media me can me san boss say and number po na infinity and the issue of parliament. Usha honorable doctor are you free? Will release a note be over from Friday.
Yeah. Now
Usha as a chairman of the health committee. Now say speaker niho. Now say ye delegate here. A non-member of parliament and it me a juma a administrative work I was say either say speaker and kasa and the deputies. Actual swano leadership of parliament and a bet me a deputize ama speaker. Now bana saying and a non-member of parliament, a former member of parliament. NDC ni no to me official work in parliament and no parliament from what I glean, from what I hear. Matter say speaker officer a extension of the NDC National Office. It didn't used to be like that. And I make us from what I hear. And from what I hear, from what I glean, because I know former members of parliament former NDC members of parliament and Omi speaker office. Hitherto, it was never the case. Hitherto, it was never the case. A big crazy that. Speaker no it is not for nothing. Any member of parliament. It is not for nothing, say, when he's presiding, he has no vote. It is not for nothing, no. Ushe Article 97. And no speaker, the NT or no speaker, no any voting is on your member of parliament. Members of parliament 275. So 275 deputies me no eka. And in any case, if they are quorum, voting, decision making, we expect 275. On no member of parliament, he is supposed to be presiding. Ain't yes, I can't say may mistake our parliament as say or no, there be. I cannot say that because he has been in parliament since 1992 and a lot more is expected of him. A lot more is expected of him. Or no, and when you experience our parliament, it's your beer. And yes, they are all your institution. You move even from the outside. When we see what is happening, our heart bleeds because you need potential parliament. Am I a country? How parliament is suffered from a independence. Every time there's some disturbance in our governance system, parliament in a suffer. Executive will come up one form or the other. The judiciary will come up one form or the other. But parliament, first one be dissolved. I've been a parliament in your decisions are manful taking. Me them can't be out. Say look, every students in Legon in the mid-90s, Obiti Abacha. It was a military government. We were in support. Sani Abacha of Nigeria, strong hand. We thought Nigeria was on the path, and so that or what a we no, and you won it. Make Yamani be our wa, Sankana under democratic rule. And I say, a constitution at the one, can Yamani be a back of parliament? A baby, and so near Hussein Yama eti. And that may catch us say, free 2017. Lord be what, Krimu. Maimu. Lord be what, Maimu. Yeah, financial act idea, public finances. A person in 2016. NPP na first government it means this amran ayi juma to the point. Intima transparency up. Your budgetary process up. Me nya ya wo ho. Kwesi bo twetai. Na wo wan kra na approve budget. O to say be ready budget just say na a big occasion e Ghana. Ye beka efi a milk bo ko security symbol. Say your man here go through sir. We are democratic dispensation. We shouldn't take it for granted. We have come from a very far point. Yes, sir, no. Yes, first media, so one with the boss speaker. But media born also a chona me panel say, yes, sir, no, institution of parliament and sacrosanct. The other better no, so it's me year. Onyana sa no be ba what me abetwa so now so all year juma no so on jeans so no so ne legacy ne den obeja and them na she be ni sorry you bet private members bill and no yes speaker okwe the legacy back can see because before no now you ain't be crowd you standing orders no na ma ho kwan now so be operationalizing no ecosystem speaker Mike okwe e buy speaker alajete and no constitution no more omo ye adwuma parliament they will tell you DFana almost started a parliament in 1993. The capacity cry, human capacity cry to build up. It took the lives of J.H. Manson more experience for 69. Yetimi a book a cry, yetimi a institution of parliament funding to my efra over time. Yes, you 8th parliament, no. Yes, Reno. Yes, Reno. Reno. And now a profinity on no yetino. On share say institution so my na say words you use in this anya media media mesrano on twe enfim na on che na adwen to say senya Ghana ni bia e wo ho kwan so be che na adwen.
And that's it. Nana,
Grandpa,
any comments and then I'll go and listen to Prof.
Yes, Grandpa, that's it. Grandpa, Jama Osi wo Parliament says that Ghana for what to abandon. What's wrong with that? What count? PPP provide the proper alternative candidates. What catching there? So what to abandon or them or a wasted vote. Grandpa, when they say the balance in Parliament, you know, one person to make a difference. Just one person. So you can imagine a parliamentary and one PPP MP will say, yeah, and PPP will be the most powerful party in Ghana with just one person in parliament. Intimate, but I make catch me, Yanum, Menanum, Major Monaze. There. One person can make a difference. Now, what to Obama PPP on your wasted votes? Come on, about dinner, waste ya, ye do, baby, a year. There was a budget reading. In the budget reading, is a proposal policy of e-levy. Grandpapa, e-levy, obey. Or divide the house, you know, sharply. And the issues obey. Speaker to Queen, Deputy Bay, Deputy Asho, or votee, or raising certain standing orders and constitutionality of this thing. On or the abedu, baby, away. E-levy. Now, Grandpapa, apart from e-levy, no, they say the present constitution of Parliament, you know, say you say you go to historical matters, say you take into account the unique circumstances of our Parliament. Says Grandpapa, messy boot. In the Fourth Republic, Grandpapa, the Speaker of Parliament has always been from the majority party. Has always been from the majority party until now. Until now, another unique feature of your parliament here, your work says here. Grandpapa, other yet I say, the Ghana, you to me the same way forever. These are times or define the as a people. Grandpapa, these are times that we as a people, no, or they are coming together, near form common unity and common purpose. Grandpapa, the old divisive tendency, ubia party no left, na party or right, na yen to me middle ground biano, Grandpapa, yen shen because enyama is not the same status quo now no before no. It's not the same status quo. You have a speaker who is not part of the majority. Grandpapa, people must learn, Ghanaians, politicians, we must learn that, or there, ye dinkomo, ye jojo, they coming to consensus instead of this aggressive Machiavellian tactics I use all these times in this Fourth Republic. Grandpapa Mintasi, there are issues that we are all Legon graduates. We were taught by the same professor across the table. What imbuing into us ability there, able to decipher. But Grandpapa, all you then the do baby, one day, we are not from the same room. Na ye nyema in the way on promote development. Now promote your personal agendas. Grandpapa, he levy issue when they say no, he fee substantive matters of yet discuss merits and demerits. And yet do baby should be the push as any true. That is what is bringing the problems. The Grandpapa said consultation or there you share the art of consultation.
Now consultation would it not be undermined with Mori Kodia?
No, Pacha say.
Will consultation not be undermined by what's going on?
Yeah, but Grandpapa, I'm saying that you two men twinching more awkward, don't know. Oh yeah, obia there, push in share will into the system. Grandpapa, but share will is not always what the people want or what you can have all the time. And people esteem members of parliament. Grandpapa, issue the members of parliament. Issue what degree. Issue Mesa Wabobra Naja wo. Grandpapa, these noble men and women must find a way to be able to move Ghana forward. Because it's the next generation there. It is all about might. Might is right. Might is right. Might is right. Grandpapa, it is always not the case. Now the Supreme Court has spoken on this matter. Grandpapa, whether I agree with it or I don't agree with it, the structures of the land, the systems now, democracy, Abwana Yakov and there, your friend democracy. You're going through a certain process. Grandpa, a pronouncement say empire. You must go through the next recourse. You must go through the next recourse. What say? It is the reviewer. Go for the review. But Grandpapa, the outcomes of the courts, we all have to do what? We have to live with it. Expressing our opinions, so yeah, right. The ABI ruling wabi. We don't agree with it. But if you don't agree with it, we cannot bastardize the institution. Grandpapa, we are very careful, especially the judiciary. Grandpapa, imagine the three arms of government. The arm now will suffer most abuse is the judiciary. Grandpapa, look, they have to go to this parliament or go to the presidency for what budgets to be approved. The appointments must be approved by the executive. They are career people. What did you say? What's now bench about 17 years? Promotion, they get bypassed over the promotion because political people might not like what they do. So me like this, Grandpapa, me what serious democracy for the judiciary because say issue the three arms of government. One na what the most under-resourced and all of those things are they under the mercy of the legislature and the executives in many cases. In many cases. Until when these learned men and women speak, Grandpapa, I look at it, I can disagree as an individual, but I take my time there, men bastardize the institution of parliament, of the judiciary. Parliament is so Professor Michael Quinn, okay, there. The executive is so much control of the legislature. that it determines the seating arrangement of the legislature. Yes, Professor Michael Quinn, okay. That the president's men sit in front. They are the key. They are the key. And so the legislature,
why not to front?
It's a president's men sitting.
Oh, the ministers, don't the ministers sit in the front? You are a former member of parliament. Have you seen ministers sit in the middle and back row?
Oh, of course, it happens. It does.
Where?
It
Name it.
It does.
Name it.
It does.
Give us an example.
Wow.
It's not true. I am saying the minister, the sitting arrangement of the majority.
Everybody has
the president's men sit in the front row. And this is a factual statement. And I'm quoting the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay, Jr. He said, he's senior.
Your speaker is senior.
After I say, okay. So the legislature is being pushed by the executive in this e-levy bill, and it is creating havoc and chaos. We must have other solutions to your problems, though. So your financial issues, your financial problems are the panacea that by all means we must create total chaos to suit the executive. So Amy, I am attacking this issue from purely a structural governance perspective, that the balancing of these three arms, we must be careful, because one supersedes all of the rest, then we have a problem. Democracy that we say we have, we don't have it. Now, this is a constitution, the constitution versus subservient legislature, standing orders, and this is where it is, and there's interpretation between the constitution and that. But all I'm saying that the ruling of the Supreme Court in relation to this matter will affect so many aspects in the work of Parliament, and even in its subcommittees, in terms of how they vote and all of those things. So to me, we need to talk about how the impact of this ruling is having on the entire structure, governance system, even going down to the assemblies, and how votes are cast there and the rest. It's going to have a serious effect on the entire governance structure of this nation. Until we need to start thinking through it, start looking at the ramifications, start preparing ourselves in how we are going to conduct business of governance from henceforth, from the parliamentary.
You mean henceforth?
Yeah, from the parliamentary level,
come from henceforth
all the way to the assemblies. And how right now, the Ghana is going through a lot of, it's evolving. Your parliamentary profile on the same as your historical parliamentary profile, like we keep quoting. Some of the past
OPK
speakers,
is the member of parliament for Impraeso, Davis Opokuansa. I'll say, tell everybody. Say OPK, technically we can call him a backbencher. I'll say I sit near the sports minister and the education minister sits just a step in front of me. So it's not necessarily true that all the president's men sit in front.
And remember, the sports minister is a returning member of parliament.
Yeah.
But as well, okay, he has rather confirm what I'm saying.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't sit in the front.
But if he's privy enough to sit next to the men in the front, if you are privy enough to sit next to the men, we don't know any minister that sits in the back. That is a factual case. And I appreciate this fact that you're close to the people and will be so tiny.
And I'm telling you, it doesn't really matter. When I was in parliament,
or you're close to the front, I appreciate that they will be minister be tiny. Or you're close to the minister.
In parliament, the sitting arrangement is by seniority. Seniority in parliament. not in the executive.
Or your minister. No.
No, I'm telling you. When I was minister,
you must review this position. That quite a further research on this matter.
I have been there.
The statement by
OPK is a backbencher.
He sits next to somebody and he sits behind somebody who are all ministers. Did he say a minister sits behind him?
The minister in front
Did he say a minister sits behind him?
It is possible.
There's no minister that sits behind him.
It is possible.
I've got to move. I've got to move. Thank you. My call a Prof. Sona. Nana Furi doesn't want to back down on this thing about the president's men sitting.
By his own account, though.
He's a backbencher.
He's a backbencher. Who, in fact, is a returning member.
Or if you don't believe him, maybe we should go when Parliament is in session.
And we'll look at
probably. Anyway, Prof. Mpacha, you sit in front of me.
And I sit by you.
I create egalitarian atmosphere. On the parliament, on the president's men. Parliament.
That's it, Prof.
Come, me penny in the bed and
Hey, drink round.
Feno Matilda Osafo Edu. Entino Unyamishano.
Amen.
No Yinimbe opening pa.
Amen.
Aye, Yepegana Mbano Sukurafa.
Peace FM.
Sukurafa. Na no ko anim. Na Oma Omino is Matilda. I wish you the very best of everything.
From a father to a daughter, what else?
Aye. What else do you want?
Yeah.
That's all you need. Great.
Yeah.
Kwame, maybe make it two statements.
Patrick.
Nana, me make a memoir kind text be mama.
Okay.
Na media a short analysis on what is happening currently in Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
My first statement ni, ma chone brofo, me chirase. Me say if we don't respect our democratic architecture, we are preparing ourselves for abuse and violence. And then my first statement. If we don't respect our democratic architecture, we are preparing ourselves for abuse and violence. My second statement. If we disrespect consensus and diplomacy or skills of negotiation in the evolution of democracy, we will succeed in destroying the proper governance structure of this nation. Now, when I use the same word. If we disrespect consensus and diplomacy or skills of negotiation in the evolution of democracy, we will succeed in destroying the proper governance structure of this nation. Because you started some parliament. The nature, a quite fast way now, this kind of parliament, and ye speaker. Come because I say it is a test of how we are going to really build our governance right from the top in Parliament. If we say, Yenya Ubia or your speaker currently not buying any Ubia Obumine. Ain't you know, you're careful pa. You have a situation. I say, we may perceive, say, a speaker no. Anti-government. And I say, Bia, na di muno, Rebecca say, oh, wait here, Nincrofa or save him, he's not selling Ghana. Now, Maka, sa statement, you know, Quampesa o mame, Mebusem. 15 verse 1.
Proverbs. 15 verse 1. So we are Proverbs 15. Verse 1 says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger.
Yo.
The tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, The tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly.
Okay. Wow. Now, young fa James 1:19. Nefe mentoso.
Jamesi, bra Jamesi. Okay. Where is bra Jamesi? Okay. Maybe I just said. Me use phone just na I call the other place. James 1:19. James 1:19. James 1:19. Know this, my beloved brethren. Let every man be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. 20 say, for the anger of man does not work the righteousness of God.
Kwame da se papa me say
that's
it for eti dedi kan abufuo bi eba empanyifo bi ewo in parliamentary processes na Kwame I was say very very careful. Anger is a drive, it's an emotion. Any thinker, anger can serve a purpose, anger can serve a survival purpose. It me aboa ma abo ho ban every prebia ebia edawanim adibia enkwi. But anger that is unmanaged, uncensored, can be very destructive. Parliament here is starting. You who say sana yebe pai ya membu mu say MPP NDC na ya hwese de yebesi ebu oman the interest of this nation and medaya kuma so we are heading towards nowhere. Say obi siki the opa say MPP for at the budget akoto parliament I will pay approval. Key in this is the e-levy. Now sa e-levy nti as I said the oye panyi wo mu me fa me say be the majority no yenya skills ye de negotiate diplomacy consensus. Sometimes me hear the way in other democracies you see a build a consensus na say Russia dey buy o share budget na USA approve the ama you can say Ukraine very interested. But these people are very it's as if they are opposed, but when it comes to issues that border on national security, national goal, national vision, national assignment, look, they are one. But they are no style be. He said the obi peno say when ya na he say bibiase.
We're overly partisan.
No, it's a problem. It's a problem. Now, sa kwanya ye ba to ho. Oh, these are high institutions in this country. And that's about various campuses. Now, here you man so more ye even student politics. If an SRC elections near there, over here you will not be surprised because they are picking this. There's a knock-on effect. Or more, I don't know a distill a bad dance. And today they kind of say, oh yeah, kasa abeya and krofwa kasa na to be honest. Metie ntra me ka say kansa tax mama no. Kasa ni bia efiri mpanyifo bia ano ba no. Mesere omunjai. Enya kura. It's not good. Ye twamfo ni bi dia to ho. Kwa me with ma kire wadwene. Se me kire ma dwen. Na madwene ya me kire ye no. Even if it's stupid to you, you can keep it. And there's a way of responding to me. Obium say, as someone me kai no. Ubu me say, meaning nyansa. Oh, until I say muainya is an kai abufu.
Yeah.
And there's a certain responsibility. Oh ma, obium say, where do you wakasa? But nekusa kusenyina. And I send you home so we be to your part. One kasa we go hufi. And nipa na what they found no so we go hufi. I don't think that kasana is free a binom empenyimphobia no mu eba efa the Supreme Court the okai no hono kasapa. The intra me kan say you in democratic structures no institutions be holding them together. So what say ne pa what say ade no. Now I believe in the rule of law. It's a key issue in democracy. Say, Bribisia, Yamfa violence, and Yamfa any tiny or tiny casabasa. Take it to court. And the manager who say minority and say they will seek a review. They said, yeah, many can if the court decides to re-empanel. Well, the important thing is that we are respecting the system. Say, seek a review. Simple as that. Oh, of course, a show team. Seek a review. Now, you careful, say. Kasa bi wo ne ye kasa ya yenhwe ye na we say akora bi na kasa na all kasa asem yi a different okame asem bi kuma free onum aba awogan ha ebe adioja ene efene say asem pa be ba Ghana what ye yes sounds na obi be can the same word but enye and as we rise through the ranks to serve this nation we should be careful about said the rules na ya mayen no and the susan so be a chechere we must respect it na ama yemfa ye mai anto ahamu na say last week na me say eze bi no frefre ku ni ade we don't know what we're talking about say we did the air cost so Ukraine FM and the disaster the come me come krampo ti won ya ne kasa na me say have they really seen and they really understand what they are talking about. Mr. Kasana Ebano, Mama Ija Benifo, where they are an appeal to all leaders in parliament, including the speaker, any minority, any majority. Yako Supreme Court ruling. I always make this reference. Say Yako to about 2012. Obiluzi. I say Assembly Supreme Court Edibayan. He disagrees, but he accepts. The abandon say yanso 20 years so also sa on your money but also you too son will say you respected the processes are ekura ye made together na yama abufuo ne anger and the issue not be very sensational if you say it should be a hormone I say media me say abai consensus me has about build them and my papa e bin so na ban bon humori na the other side no is frustrating government but that is the essence of governance the ability to build consensus to provide that leadership say mama adia for the good of this nation enti yenhwe say yenhwe say pa e be hu say in group out group bias it is you against me you are either for me or you are against me. Now we can't build this nation like that. What is our focus as a nation? A dear vision na enimua yebu brass on mine. Say ye free ha, ye koha, ye free ha, ye koha ntokandos. Abusafo. The ACC Uganda hano ye here a focus. Na ye de atotom niema. Na niema ye. Yam pine ko na mama o maye you. Abi yam pine ko. Na momo me man meka o say adwumotew nimdie say when only obi edi nsawoso na onne kasa aboju cheremu enye gidigidi enti abusafo we need skills in governance esremo na kasa ye kasa ntoko bebere na abufo bebere no o me njai enu ntina minni o te yi na o kasa me measure ne kasa no it was good enye bebere
right Fuseni
na me measure enye bebre o chere na adwen kama so the be ya that thing is that and say obi kan asem obi kan asem
na not for it not for it
hey nana I don't make you
it's very well
Prof kasa me nya so
no for it
Prof kasa me nya
so me no me inferences
no what dey say on him say I am mo overboard on say mo overboard anything that's why exception to the rule why exception to the rule
make can say me na how you use words
Prof that's why me can say no
the art of diplomacy diplomacy Prof said the art of diplomacy requires just solution
and the kwame say make no it's it is also our adwenchire mu na saade no this parliament, it will say, diplomacy, it will keep on hunting us in parliament. It will keep on hunting us. The ruling government, and say, young builders are skills. No, Mr. Minority phones, say, when we are engaging in diplomatic, we are. I may say, yeah, the penny and the penny. Oh, sometimes I'll say, you buy, yes, you buy level is a look at the day. What is in it, not for us as a party, but what is in it for the nation? Eventually, no, and your party members na a twaba, a Ghana for and a twaba, and Ghanaians will vote sometimes will be a party A, but because will be to me articulate a certain thought, FRDB governance won't know, or best switch out to twaba na mano. People do that, and he say yakasa about particular issues are. Yes, we are not talking to our party members, we are talking to Ghanaians, and the way you get a Ghanaian say. Anybody asma okay say emuda hopa meto abama sa party and the master say yanga yede or minor share and say currently ne MPP form for various leaders right from the president to the ministers no yen sas scale something is hunting parliamentarians in this parliament and that thing hunting is that sense of a national sense. It goes beyond party politics.
Now, I'm your politics.
No. The politics the politics will have to be there. Or be per se the party equate. There's nothing wrong with that. But beyond the partisan way, as I say to me, whom say, on mine ye dear, maybe be a number and the way dear, and your party issue. Well, it's a national issue.
Provoke ideal situation, but when they mean
it's not ideal. What is happening in other nations are any ideal. It is simply that a group of politicians and leaders no aja to say, dear FM or mine anyway, dear family party anyway. Now under no circumstance, and I met me a day near a four mine me party interest, mama na be pay. And that's what we need to do now. If he says, I buy, I say, obey muscular in parliament, obey pushy against the minority baker, then the person will be obey cheerful, it won't work. We are going to have this challenge. And minority won't say, imagine say, hey, yes, you're not media, or make sure for straight government business. Or Monkai say, Kwame, yes, in Benjivo say, oh, you're from some. Now I hold here. And they MPP for as I idea to me. We don't know what lies ahead, but I can tell you what the ACC say. No, it can repeat itself.
Of course.
What are we seeing in Russia? 1945, and the same thing. He bombed Poland.
Yeah.
And a terrible war. No fun of us understand. History always repeats itself. Until the one more yes to say and say, and one said the be and penny, and also one ye. Now, Ochana a bayoma. And one thing about these two partners, who say, Kwame. Their experiences always. Their NPP experience. Now we want to acquire NDC. And Chebiana NDC. And I think that we should look at these things.
They never learn.
Now, boy, and the maybe we say, the Matthew speaker Kabibi in a campaign who says, I know kind dear. Come here and say, Casanona. Now, Mestre say, impending for now, a parliament. Yema yakasa embrafem kwame oje dari huri na me emfa petro bi nguso na mprempren enkrofo ho akire wo ahokire wo kwame you know that in an atmosphere such as this peace FM volatility in anything security wise bibia enti we panyini na wa measure o kasa kakra bi pa odija
na omunim
but grandpapa in the recent political history yet say there in your Gabi Ochida Kokrokoo visit former president and there was fury in Ghana. Grandpapa, we are sick people, but you see I was expecting there if you are the chief of staff would have made that overture. and talk to the people on the other side.
You're creating a
It
bridge.
is part of diplomacy, Grandpapa. The theory was that Gabriel Chidako is not an official government official. He's not official government.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But hold on. I think that is diplomacy.
That is it.
When you go and speak to each other, Grandpa, we are Ghanaians. We are not enemies.
At all.
We are not enemies as these two people want us to think that we are. We are not enemies.
The two parties.
Yes, those two parties. They
And
want
I'm
us
heard
to
you,
think
man,
we are not enemies, Grandpapa. When there are challenges of facing a nation, Grandpapa, you rise to the occasion. You see, in other jurisdictions, the president starts to invite the leaders of the legislature into his private chamber. Sometimes work for retreat in order to make a case. And sometimes the person on the other side might have one or two requests. You grant the request in the name of peace, in the name of consensus building, in the name of democracy. Grandpapa, may I want to a mockery of democracy, or a mockery that they be a use strong arm tactics. Strong arm tactics.
Well, it's because of 137, 1317 Wabandam. Send a Fusini can say, or Sasa 9, all this heat would die down.
Wow, General.
Yes.
Wow, Nyameli Biwa. I agree, say, I was see a national interest. My memoir starts, sure, in 2016, as a nation, 3 line items away a budget. Statutory funds, NHIS, get funding, interest payments, a kaya dinner who ends who any compensation. Now 141% of year tax revenues. In 2021, said 3 items here 146.5% of your tax revenues. This way no a national issue. See, intimate breaking cycle as a nation, we cannot make any strides towards our developmental efforts. And yen ye no say ya bedu bebia. Busia bo e we bruchere enye option. The aban air canon say, yes, so sassen ye nyama. Let's try and raise our revenues locally. Say rating agencies
local businesses.
Rating agencies ne yinya eba no. Ni nyina no efa say because agencies here, I'm not sure cross say budget na e de to on say ye can say ye be receive revenue e betimi arity. And the Minister of Finance in a pam for omunam hamlet to hamlet a consultation. Make us say Abraham member parliament on 4 issues but you vote here a consensus. And then answer. I don't come on if you say a doom pen so because of their numbers no you better not parliament. Now you see a numbers no at the train a buying abafum. And what's the national interest? Are you using your peculiar situation to frustrate government to your advantage? Where's the national interest? I want to see a dream echo. NDC Nibia, if you speak to the NDC MPs, they tell you say on this e-levy, we are dying. Yeah, and support. So I might as well say this is the way we have to go. It's obvious. So I was say you start say a doom pen so I was say sika ye de be to impuntu juma sika ye de be running your government we have to raise it local.
Interestingly, Obichima dream baby biso about consultation and consensus building. Or say who says there hadn't been consultations between the minority and the majority? You remember Haruna Idris, the minority leader, publicly indicated that after an interaction with the finance minister, he had been persuaded to agree to 1.5%. But his public concession was shut down by his own colleagues and party fanatics.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day,
I don't bring consensus with people who have taken entrenched positions.
No, Grandpapa. The nature of consensus building. On Saturday, one meeting or a BB, 1 year, every year consensus building. But it doesn't mean that
it doesn't mean there's one person. And maybe not one person.
Yes, it's not one person. Grandpapa, and there's never. It doesn't also mean that it is the effort, 1 or 2 efforts that people don't recognize.
But only that.
Let me make a point.
Consensus building is a way of life. It's a way of thinking. It is not a situational activity. when you have a thinking, what be a part of psychological profile that
leader,
you are ready.
You are the chairman of PPP.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Echina, Abechana Kansam, there you believe that PPP, as part of its position, there we think the E-levy should come to 1.5. You are not an ordinary member of the party. You are the national chairman, to the minority leading. Now, it can be our vice, our general secretary publicly, was power.
Yeah, but Grandpa, Abraham had I engaged in consensus building from my grassroots to make that statement? Me too, can't find shit will be nano without a due process. Grandpa, the nature of consensus building, or your way of life, or your way of thinking, or your way we will find a way to make it together. In your demo mindset now, Grandpapa, you are able to overcome challenges now, in your way in the process of consensus building. Grandpapa, or your two-way street. It being a prof, it's not just the advocate and the receiver. Or your two-way street. But Grandpapa, we have identified with this very room. They're part of the problem with the E-levy obey some surprise, spontaneous that people were not prepared for. And as a result, when they hit us, that is why we revise one notes a nationwide consensus building. My grandpa, you can't go and meet 200 people in the north, 200 people in the east, 200 people in the south and come and tell us they are a consensus building. That is not how you do consensus building. It is a way in which it represented the information to people for them what digest what no what process no what jatum and neither what some inputs I also be take it as a corrective now I build the BBI they can all hold. Consensus building is speech making.
Okay.
Consensus building is not speech making. Consensus building is a way of thinking. The good psychologist professor here will agree to this, that it is the way in which you do your things, your modus operandi. There is sincerity in Aja. Oh no, or the margin, or the back. So we understand. You see, in one hand, you can't talk about raising revenue locally and destroying local businesses. Some of these things are incongruent. These things don't match. When you look at some of the policies now, it must be uniform.
Incongruent.
Come on. You're consistent in your way of
there's one part of this whole consensus building here come as well. Important. Kwame, a certain deep sense of enemyship. Enemyship.
Just
say only me camp there. But look, this is how I see MPP and DC. We have a common farm. Yeja medimai.
A fool no dija.
A fool back. And a fool no. Waka cheme me be a me say wo a fool this time. In so to one I will do. Ma when you be boa sutobre. Say opeba also one I will do. When it changes over, you take it over. At least for some time now, that's what is happening. The farm doesn't belong to any of us. It belongs to our father. Here, it is our motherland, Ghana.
Yeah, mine.
And any movement. And yet, then, Kwame Chere Adrian, Efa or mine year, maybe say, or your time for. We have to be careful. Again, this consensus building thing. And yet, one person, I admit, say, Ubit Menya, Upeni Bakwan, and Kasa, this overarching impact. It is a Kasafa no na Adibro. But Ubit Menya Binswa, or Kasa, na a binimo, a counteracted part, is cost 90 work. And you know, now I extend the idea. And to be honest with you, minimum say it is not easy at all to govern. Until I may appeal to the minority and say, I don't know, say, I say, Peniani and Penia. But almost if we say, Dachi, it may not be E-levy, it may be something else. And you need the minority to support you. And they'll say no. The sense of enemyship by and governance muno. Na men or henny. Anti-governance they who are him fear. I didn't know how na say or decree, but the penny for my money. No, not. I wasn't no idea because I was afraid of Busia Penny, now of Binum, and obeyed now for a while, as if I say, no, as I pick you. The reason why he does that is that Opesa pick you. No, in 1 year, I said snowballing effect. Take me, friend Kwame, not my friend, and I'm a true, I'm a naka. Then I asked them, say, what you see? Also go and disciple others. Now, my break a crack. Then we reconvene. Now, my Sunday Atuja. Open said the second time I made it to Jano. Said, Menya rebata kora esbete. But the third time, na yajatu. Now, Menya would have made me muscles. I just said, Mina, me on him. Me push it. 1 hour, na yaw hen, on me 2. Might is right. On me 2. Might is right. And once I was seeing I was a penny 1 hour. A come on, so and Sese will find a say. Nanaba, Obeso chest on the young henny pack. On the free this gate. Dear money quine. Yeah, and time was swan. Yes, nearby. That is the part I don't want the minority, the path to tread. It's dangerous. Because when you are human life, any human experience, a repeating was and Chebia. If you are mentioned, come on. Now, almost a mobile asso. A mobile. Now what the betu you na say Harry okay and also the I'm near and before some and before I was scholars I'm out date I'm out time I'm out the okay no one catch will say I am not supporting this. Mr. We are building a nation. We are not building people's empire. We are defending a nation. We are not defending our own thefts. And yet and you defend it. And if government has sat down, no one who say a can be as I say raise funds from within our Kwame maybe I support that thing. They may can say we have various African countries. We moves here. Maybe I'm not pecking any free. No, wrong. And Mekan say a by approach in Sa Levy, it was a door in the first principle. Yeah. Boom. I didn't know soon. Boom. No idea. No consultation. The thing could have started from a foot in the door. Ubeti and getting oh, then started 1.2. Now 2 years near 1.25. Now we there any high boom. Yes, I will be 0.5. Kwame, I have 1.1. Now we just come out here.
Circumstances,
which I agree, maybe I need woman. Also, come here, can say, they're not
break vicious cycle.
Yes,
also,
very, they're not. Come on, say, I can say, Abai was doing this kind of budget. To be honest with you, I really understood. I'm not an economic person, but I really understood the spirit of the budget. The budget was to restore, to reconstruct. Bibi and Koyi. Friends, COVID by no, a money brepa. Now, ye pese ye peja ye mukakra. And the 2, ye kuye nima aso mine. One boy and budget support partners near no. Obi I need you. And the second be boy no. Oh jai.
But Prof,
how subai.
Prof, say, oh ye consensus building. And I say, oh dinkita home. Na onipani ni dinkita home no. I catch your pain. Say me.
No, and only
nah, what kind of bedroom what come will be at here? At that point, that just there's no way. Man, on be doing it.
I mean, initial resistance is not equal to permanent decree.
But say there seems to be a permanent decree of we won't do it all.
But also the way administrative. I am appealing to both sides. I'm appealing to both sides. I'm appealing to Abai say. Abai Enguswanye consensus. Mejitum say I will see raise local resources. And Africa we can do so much with the resources we have. But there's a difference between raising the resources and spending it.
Yes, accountability.
Now I'm a raise your free on channel abwa. And it's sunny may so eka. Say Jessica no. Let's get into me account and who the idea. Bone said you we are too alike. We are too alike. And you can say I buy a start ID. Now you can say you raise sika. Kwame na what will be yawati. Because some time ago now, Ota can say, hey, ye kwan you kwame baby our team in pass ya okota baby na utu ya tax. We've lived outside
the value.
The first time me to tax in a certain nation, kwame, I didn't feel it. I was shocked. I asked my friends, I'm paying so much tax here than in Ghana, but I feel so like I don't even feel it
because the system works.
Tax no and home for so. And you know, say you raise the cow main and we're going to depend on other nations and mines. No, everybody has to say, you to me 10 our resources around. But come, you see, we need a certain mindset to change the way people think about tax. But the way people think about tax is also dependent on the users and administrators for the tax.
Yeah.
So where do you see 10 cities? Now, Katem say, okay, you may in 3 days. Now we are. Kwame, Katem say, oh, here 15 cities. I am likely to pay. Humans are not stupid. We have the power to think and power to predict. Until who subai ne. Say usuka ABC. Say you who that child. Until the minister say,
why are you
among for name minority especially any majority for the woman. Say subano edi where you say me bana me wo agenda we ye dem pia mo me careful and I answer say we ye dem mpene tin kai hunu o your phone sano.
No, I heard it. Professor Joseph Safo, Head of Psychology Department, University of Ghana.
Professor Safo for president.
In fact,
Professor Safo for president.
Fuseni Akasane if you mapon. Fuseni any other comments here because but their prof dia bedu Yapon.
Me say prof me kosukan. Enka parliament there. 99% of Nsemeko na consensus buildings. Na ene circumstances I find it the majority will have to employ tact, and then the minority no so they have to realize say Ghana for to Obama party B they are governing. The almost say you bet me aye Emma May etimi aye papa Emma yeti akwiti ma no etimi enya eho emfa so eno ene wo se yeko. Then yet the case of media by taking a trend position, they are buying a beck beer, the majority beck beer, me quit and yes, Anna, Shishana, ya dear to see a dear boom, and yes, Anna, and we have to move on. And in moving on, no, so also won't penny. Emma, me so me I to Obama men, make me I dear I see many so. This is where we are going to come to. But I'm hoping, pass say. Given baby ayebedu, we can only move forward. We can only get better from this point. This week, I'm saying any other paper also, but next week, I'm sure that we'll deal with the 11. By the end of the first quarter, as a nation, we can move.
Fuseni Isa, former MP Okaikwe North. Yes, another
Professor Kwame Jechi, one of the greatest thinkers. Yeah. And his definition of culture. I say having the ability to deal with problems and complexity as they arise. That is the definition. Because culture is an enactment of a people. Or you create. So when you think and you create something, then you have challenges in that society. You must have the ability to solve the challenge. Grandpapa, we must have the ability to solve the impasse, to solve the challenge, and not the bulldozing effect on both sides. The bulldozing on both sides. But we must solve and come to amicable compromise for the nation state to be able to thrive and survive.
Nana Ofori Owusu, National Chairman PPP. Prof.
Yo, come in, that's it.
Fuseni, Yabako Parliament, BY.
I say I support Fuseni.
I'll say support.
Are you a good person?
I'll say support.
I'll say support.
Are you a cool guy? Are you a cool guy? But one guy there, one Bama PPP. Now you make it different.
Okay, we gotta go. Thanking Professor Joseph Osafo. Prof.
Yeah, man, no one seat for Parliament.
No.
Where do you answer?
That in Casandaba.
Oh, come here, sir.
Yeah, bedroom. Fuseni Isa, former MPO Kaikwe North and Unauthorized National Chairman PPP. Bringing us to wrap up point. Yeah, we've come a long way. Thank you very much for joining us by ear, voice, text, and eyes. For those of you who watched us. The next news broadcast is at 12. Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. We'll be back tomorrow morning. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have. And as always, when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.